Welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Janine, and around here we do a lot of digging for the little gems of wisdom that show up in ordinary life. Sometimes those things are found in old memories, sometimes in old people, and sometimes in old dictionaries. Now, before you click away thinking, great, she's going to read us the entire Webster's Dictionary, stick with me. This actually all started on YouTube. The other day, I was listening to someone talking about how we all need to go back to an analog life. You know the message: less scrolling, more gardening, less Instagram, more knitting, less doom strolling, more bread making. And I completely agreed. But one word just kept bothering me: analog. I thought, wait a minute, that isn't what analog means, is it? Now, I admit it, I own old dictionaries. Plural. I actually use them too. Some people collect vintage dishes. Apparently, I collect obsolete definitions. So I grabbed one. No analog. Interesting. It had analogy, it had analogous, but not analog. And now my curiosity was officially awake. And once my curiosity wakes up, everybody's in trouble. Down the rabbit hole I went. Here's what I found. The word actually comes from the Greek word analogia, which simply meant things corresponding to one another. Things matching, things being proportional. Nothing at all about record players, nothing about knitting, and nothing about putting your phone away. That all came much, much later. Originally, an analogy was simply comparing two things. A heart is like a pump. It's not literally a pump, but it behaves similarly. That's an analogy. Easy enough. But then eventually came analog. Scientists borrowed the word. An analog machine represented something continuously. Think old clock. The hands don't jump, they glide. The movement mirrors real time. But a digital clock, 347, 348, 349, jump, jump, jump. One flows, one counts. That's why analog computers got their name. The physical movement corresponded to the math that they were solving. It was analogous, and that makes perfect sense. But then computers happened, and suddenly everything became analog versus digital. It still made sense because one is continuous and one counts in steps. But then social media got involved, and somehow analog became bake sourdough, read paper books, go touch grass. Don't misunderstand me. I actually like all those things, and I have nothing against knitting. In fact, I quite admire anyone who can make a sweater with two sticks and determination when I can't even untangle Christmas lights. What actually fascinated me wasn't the advice. It was watching a word drift, almost like the old game telephone. Some people called it the gossip game. You remember that game? Someone whispers into the ear of the person next to them. The blue bird landed on a fence. By the time it reaches the last person, it's Grandma bought 12 chickens in France. Nobody was trying to mess it up. Every person simply passed along what they thought they heard. And that's what happened to analog. Greek mathematics became English analogy, became engineering, became computers, became put down your phone and watch the sunset. Each step made sense, each step was connected, but we're a long way from where we started. And that really got me thinking. Maybe the biggest change isn't technology. Maybe it's language. Words are moving faster than ever. I still have to Google text abbreviations. I finally figured out LOL, and I've survived emojis, barely. But now there's an entirely different language. Apparently, bet doesn't involve gambling. Say less actually means I understand, which is confusing because it sounds exactly like the opposite. Mid, M-I-D, means mediocre. S-U-S means suspicious. IYKYK. If you know, you know. Well, I don't, and that's the problem. FR, for real, for real. Apparently saying something once isn't enough anymore. Then there's ghosted. Years ago, if someone told you they'd been ghosted, you'd recommend a pastor. Now it means someone stopped texting. Picture this. Grandma gets a text from her grandson. It says, "Say less, the party was mid. NGL kinda sus. IYKYK FR. This girl ghosted me. Total L." Grandma reads it. Say less? What does he mean? He wants me to stop talking? The party was mid? In the middle? Midterms? In the Midwest? Sus? Did someone make soup? IYKYK. Ah, that just looks like the cat walked across the keyboard. And then ghosted? Oh, dear Lord, should I call his mother? By the time she gets to total L, she's convinced he's attended a haunted soup party during a math exam where somebody floated through the ceiling. So she lovingly texts back, "Honey, are you all right?" Meanwhile, all he meant was the party wasn't great. Something felt weird, and then she quit texting me. Poor Grandma. Her analog brain simply wasn't designed for this digital compression. But here's the thing. I don't think this is about old people versus young people. Language has always evolved. Shakespeare practically invented words, and every generation creates slang. That's normal. The difference now is speed. Words can change meaning almost overnight, and if we're not paying attention, we stop understanding each other. That's really why I went down this rabbit hole. Not because I wanted to become the world's leading expert on analog clocks. It's because I've been practicing something lately. Paying attention. When I hear a word that doesn't quite fit, I don't automatically assume I'm right. I get curious. I look it up. Sometimes I discover I've been using it wrong, and sometimes I discover everyone else has changed it. Either way, I've learned something. That's one of the gifts of getting older. Not knowing everything, but caring enough to ask. Curiosity keeps us connected. Curiosity keeps us learning. Curiosity keeps us humble. And maybe that's the most analog thing we can do. Not because it's old-fashioned, but because it's continuous. It's not jumping from headline to headline, not bouncing from notification to notification, just slowing down long enough to understand. So, go ahead and bake bread, plant a garden, learn to knit, turn off your phone once in a while. I think all of those are wonderful ideas. I'm just not convinced they're analog. Maybe they're simply intentional. Maybe they're attentive. Maybe they're human. Whatever the word we choose, let's just make sure we know what it means, because words matter. They're how we understand one another. And these days, being able to communicate clearly may be one of the rarest gifts we still have. Just saying. What's one word that you've discovered doesn't mean what you thought it did, or it's changed its meaning from what you used to know? I hope you'll leave those in the comments, because I have a feeling we're going to be learning a few new definitions together. Now, if you've enjoyed wandering down this rabbit hole with me, I really hope you'll subscribe, because around here we look for the nuggets of wisdom that show up in ordinary life, and you never know where they're going to show up. They come in the most unexpected places sometimes, even in old dictionaries that are older than some people. But until next time, keep curious and keep paying attention. You never know what you'll discover. Just saying.